One of these things is not like the other. Let's look at it and talk about it.
Hello everyone and welcome to Crafting with Delonda. It's me again, Delonda, and thank you so much for joining me today. In today's tutorial, we are making a calendar photo slate photo calendar, call it whatever you want to call it. I am going to show you all the things at the end of this video. If you find it helpful, remember to do the things, like and hype and like, but wait till the end, because if you don't find it helpful, don't like it, dislike it, no, I'm just kidding, still like it anyway. Now, at the end of the video, if you find it helpful, please remember to do the things, like the video, hype the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Now, without further ado, let's get started. The materials I'm using for this tutorial include these heart-shaped sublimation slates that I purchased from Amazon, Cricut heat-resistant tape, sublimation paper, heat-resistant gloves, butcher paper. I'm using that heat press back there. That is the HTV Ront Auto Heat Press 2. And my printer is an Epson EcoTank 15000 that has sublimation ink inside. Now, we're not using a Cricut, but I am going to use Cricut Design Space. Let's go there now.
Before we go into Cricut Design Space, let's go to find our actual date that we're looking for. So I'm looking for July 2017. And the reason why I'm doing this is not so that I can download the calendar, but so I can be sure of how many days are in the month and what day my specific date actually falls on. So our wedding was actually on a Friday, July 7th. And so I want to make sure that I have the exact format, the exact way that I want it before I get to Cricut Design Space. So just go to Google and find your specific day. Make sure you have the days of the week and all the things. Then go over to the Creative Fabrica website, and this calendar right here, this bundle, to me, in my opinion, is the best one. And I think you will like it once you download this one too. It's called a perpetual calendar. It is linked below the video. When you download this one and you click download, you'll see that there are a lot of files in the folder, but click download and then you'll have to extract the files. Once you get to the folder where you start to extract the files, you will see options for PDFs, I think, and SVGs, PNGs, and JPEGs. I downloaded the SVGs. Those are the ones that I was looking for specifically when it was time to upload them into Cricut Design Space. Let's go and look at what the folders will look like right now. All right, so here are the folders, and like I said, I'm looking at the SVGs. Now from my computer, and I'm using a Windows-based computer, I can click on the file and I can see a preview of what the file will look like. Remember, in the calendar that I opened on Google, Friday was on July 1st. So here I'm looking for Friday, July 1st. I'm looking for a date that has, 31 days with the 7th being on a Friday. I found the one I wanted and I uploaded that into Cricut Design Space. When it comes in, it's going to come in very big. Now, I actually love this bundle so much because this grid is optional. So once I look at the two layers in the layers panel, I can see that there's the grid and then there are the numbers. Now be very careful because the numbers are not attached. So if you start to move things and manipulate them, you might, get your alignment out of whack, and you don't want to do that. So what I did was I resized my template and then I started to add my text and personalize the calendar. Now this font that I'm using is one that's called Belgia Calligraphy. I did download it from the Creative Fabrica website. I will make sure it is linked below the video. And there it is right there. And if you've been with me, you already know I'm going to change the font to red. Red was one of the colors that we used in our wedding. Okay, so once I had that, now Cricut was giving me some drama. Every time I tried to move something, I was just having to select it multiple times. Leave me a blue heart if you can relate to that. All right, so now I have that out of the way, and I'm going to type our names. And of course, I'm also going to change those to red. What were your wedding colors, or what colors resonate most with you? Ours are red. So I had that, and I wanted to make sure that was also centered. Now, right now, you're going to see me at the heart, but I really should have done that part later. So I'm going to stop the video for right now, and I don't want you to focus on the heart. I want you to focus on the fact that I have our date and I have our names. We'll come back to that in a minute. What I'm going to do right now is navigate to the grid and turn it off. Now what I'm going to do is select that layer that has the numbers and make sure they are attached. Then I'll select everything, the date, the days, and our names, and I will click align and center horizontally like that. And then I will go and get that heart again so I can add it in where I want it to go. I'm back in the shapes panel. I want to grab a heart, change the color of the heart to red, and I'm going to bring the size of it down, and I will make sure that it is the behind the 7. So I want that layer to, I'm clicking on arrange and send to back. And then I had to use the arrow key on my keyboard to move the heart to exactly where I wanted it to go. Okay, so because it's so small, it was a little bit hard to maneuver, but you can do that by just using the arrow keys on your keyboard. Once I had it in place, I selected everything once again and I flattened it. And once I had the design flattened, I resized it to the size I wanted. Now you might start to see Cricut Design Space acting weird and wonky because I just don't even know what was going on. The right size for this heart slate that I'm using is right at a width of 3.4. If you get yours at 3.4, you are in the sweet spot. So right here, I'm trying to select it and it just wouldn't let me be great. But anyway, I duplicated this a number of times. I saved my design and then it was time to print. I have the images on the mat, and because I'm not letting my Cricut cut this, it doesn't matter if it's like, you know, really, really perfect. I'm going to be tearing the paper. I choose to do that so I don't get those hard lines. I'm going to click send to printer, and I'm sending this to my Epson EcoTank 15,000 that has Sublimation ink inside. And I am going to use my 8.5 by 11 Sublimation preset, which will automatically mirror the designs. Everything I'll do from here will be back on the camera. Probably would have been best to show you this beforehand, but it's never too late. So what I'm doing right here is just showing how I came up with the amount of space that I had. I also cleaned off the slate with the little cloth that comes with infusible ink. So right here, I'm just using my measuring tape and I'm going across. Now, of course, my calendar is not going to be that big, but in my opinion, 4x4 is a fair enough size. 3.4 in width was actually the perfect size for this sublimation slate. If you're not using the same blanks I'm using, then make sure you measure your space. I am going to cut and then tear because this image is a little bit too close to the other ones and I didn't want to risk cutting too much or tearing too much. So I cut close to the calendar design and now I'm just tearing it so that I don't get those hard lines as I press the image onto the slate. Now, I have decided that I don't want to risk getting any of the tape marks on the slate. So what I'm going to do is put the butcher paper on the bottom, and instead of taping the actual paper to the slate, I'm going to tape the butcher paper to the sublimation paper. Okay, so I'm just going to fold it over and tape it. Let me know if you think it would have been fine. It would have been fine, Delonda, your word for nothing. Before we do that, let's go ahead and get the heat press heating up, even though the HTV Rod heat press heats up very fast. I'm going to press the temperature option and I'm going all the way up to 385. And once I get to 385, I will set the time to 600 seconds. So if you hold the button, it will go faster. It'll go up in increments of 10. So right now I'm going from 20 seconds all the way to 600 seconds. You'll see that it's moving in increments of 10. Back to the table, and you can see what I mean. I'm going to use my Cricut heat resistant tape that I love, and I am going to tape the butcher paper and not the actual sublimation paper. I'm worried about those tape marks being left on the sublimation slate, so I just didn't want to risk it. And what I want to do is just kind of fold up and then fold over so that it is still taped good and the image is still tight on the slate, but not risking getting any of those tape marks. All right, once I get this tape down, we'll go back over to the heat press, and trust me, it's already ready by the time we get there, and we will press this. At 385 for 600 seconds. I'm just going to make sure it's in the center of the heat press. I'm going to press the R and let this get started. Okay, I'm using 170 pounds of pressure. Should be perfectly fine. We'll watch this count down a little bit. All right, we're finished pressing. Let's see how it turned out. Make sure you have gloves. The slate will be very, very, very hot, and it holds the heat. So, just be very, very careful. I'm going to go ahead and power my HTV Run heat press off, and we're back at the table. Let's open it up and take a look at it. And you're going to feel so glad that you didn't hear my actual response, because trust me, I was over the moon. I love this so much. Look at this. Look at this. You already know I'm over here screaming, and I'm saying I love it. And I bet you're at your house right now screaming that you love it. I love this so much. I love it so much I didn't even realize I was missing something. I didn't even realize I was missing something until I put it next to Jalen and Jonathan's. Drop a red heart if you already know what I'm missing. Go ahead and drop it. Now this is Jalen and Jonathan's next to mine, and this is ours. You can see the difference. Oh my gosh. I forgot to add in the days of the week. Y'all, I keep telling you to go find somebody else, but y'all keep coming back for the torture. You're in the torture chamber. But anyway, this file that I use does have the days of the week. I just forgot to add them. I was just so enamored with the red and the font and all the things that I just forgot to add it. But it does come with it. The reason why theirs already has it is because they're getting married this year, and there was already a template in Cricut Design Space that I didn't have to do any editing to. It was already created. But mine, of course, was years ago, so I had to kind of bring it back to life. So anyway, hope that answers any questions you have. If you're interested, or if you know someone who's getting married this year, you can probably find a template just like this in Cricut Design Space already. But hopefully you did find this helpful, and you are going to give this a try with or without the dates. Leave me a comment below and let me know how you plan to do yours. But at any rate, don't forget to do the things like and hype and like the video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell for notifications, because I do upload new content every single week. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Bye.